There is one drink that is silently cutting years off your life. Most people consume it every single week without realizing the danger. It is cheap, it tastes good, and it is available everywhere. But it is quietly damaging your body in ways you cannot see immediately. Every sip you take brings you one step closer to serious health problems. And if you want to live longer and healthier, you must understand why this drink is so harmful. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what this drink is and why it shortens your life. You will also learn the simple steps you can take to avoid it and protect your health starting today. Before we begin, make sure you watch until the end because I will give you a simple plan to replace this drink with healthier options you can actually enjoy. Longevity is not only about the number of years you live, it is also about the quality of life you have during those years. Small daily habits can either add years to your life or take them away. Choosing the wrong drink every day might seem harmless in the moment, but over months and years, the damage builds up. This is why avoiding harmful drinks is just as important as eating healthy food. Your body is like a car that needs the right fuel to run smoothly. If you put the wrong fuel inside, it might still move for a while, but the damage is happening underneath. One day it will break down earlier than it should. That is exactly what happens when you drink something harmful on a regular basis. The drink I am talking about is sugary soft drinks. This includes sodas, cola, and many flavored carbonated beverages. It also includes some so-called energy drinks that are packed with sugar. Even some fruit-flavored drinks you find in stores are loaded with added sugar. The reason this drink is so dangerous is not only the sugar content, it is also the way your body reacts to the sugar when you drink it in liquid form. Liquid sugar enters your bloodstream much faster than sugar from solid food. This causes a rapid spike in your blood sugar levels. It is like pouring a huge amount of water into a small bucket all at once. The bucket overflows, and the water damages everything around it. Your body responds by releasing a large amount of insulin to control the sugar. Insulin helps move the sugar from your blood into your cells. But when this happens repeatedly, your cells can become resistant to insulin. This is called insulin resistance, and it is one of the first steps toward type 2 diabetes. Sugary drinks are also linked to weight gain because liquid sugar does not make you feel full. If you eat a slice of cake, you might feel satisfied and stop eating. But if you drink the same amount of sugar in a soda, you will not feel full. So you end up eating your normal meals plus the extra sugar from the drink. Over time, this extra sugar is stored as fat, especially around your abdomen. The problem gets even worse when you consider how much sugar is in just one can of soda. A regular 330 ml can of cola contains about 35 grams of sugar. That is equal to roughly 7 teaspoons of sugar. Imagine taking 7 teaspoons of sugar and stirring them into a glass of water, then drinking it. You probably would not do that, but that is exactly what happens when you drink a soda. When you drink sugary beverages regularly, the first organ to suffer is your liver. The sugar in these drinks is often in the form of fructose, which is processed mainly by the liver. If you consume too much fructose, your liver becomes overloaded. It starts turning the extra sugar into fat. This can lead to a condition called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Think of your liver as a kitchen sink. It can handle a certain amount of water, but if you pour in too much all at once, it overflows and causes a mess. Your heart is also at risk. High sugar intake can increase triglyceride levels in your blood. Triglycerides are a type of fat that can build up in your arteries. Over time, this buildup makes your arteries narrower, raising your risk of heart attacks and strokes. It is like having rust form inside a water pipe. Eventually, the water cannot flow properly. Your kidneys also feel the impact. Studies have shown that high sugar consumption is linked to kidney disease. Your kidneys act like filters, cleaning your blood every minute of every day. When you overload your blood with sugar, those filters wear out faster. Even your brain is affected. Sugary drinks have been linked to a higher risk of dementia and memory problems later in life. One theory is that high blood sugar and insulin resistance damage the blood vessels in your brain. This reduces the supply of oxygen and nutrients your brain needs to function well. And let us not forget your teeth. Sugary drinks are one of the leading causes of tooth decay. The sugar feeds harmful bacteria in your mouth, which produce acids. These acids wear away your tooth enamel, causing cavities. The effects do not happen overnight. But with each sip, you are slowly increasing your risk for these serious conditions. It is like adding a single drop of dye to clear water every day. At first, you cannot see much change, but over time, the water becomes completely colored. Your body treats sugar from a drink differently than sugar from solid food. When you chew food, your mouth, stomach, and intestines have time to process it slowly. Your body releases sugar into your bloodstream gradually. But when you drink sugar, there is almost no delay. The liquid passes quickly into your stomach and then your intestines. Within minutes, a large amount of sugar enters your blood. Think of it like pouring water into a sponge versus pouring it onto a smooth plate. The sponge absorbs slowly, but the plate floods immediately. Your bloodstream is that plate when you drink sugary beverages. Most sugary drinks contain high fructose corn syrup or similar sweeteners. Fructose is processed almost entirely by your liver. If your liver receives too much fructose at once, it cannot use it for energy immediately. Instead, it turns the excess into fat. Some of that fat stays in your liver, leading to fatty liver disease. The rest can move into your blood, raising cholesterol and triglyceride levels. Another problem is how sugar in liquid form affects your brain's appetite control system. Normally, your stomach sends signals to your brain when you have eaten enough. This is why you feel full after a large meal. But sugary drinks do not trigger the same fullness signals. You can drink a can of soda, take in 150 calories, and still feel hungry. That is why people often consume more total calories when they drink soda compared to eating the same amount of sugar in solid food. Over time, frequent sugar spikes also damage your insulin sensitivity. Your pancreas has to release more and more insulin to manage blood sugar levels. Eventually, your body stops responding well to insulin. This is insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is like having a key that no longer opens the door to your cells. Sugar stays in the blood, causing damage to blood vessels and nerves. This is the main reason sugary drinks are worse than eating sugary foods occasionally. The speed, the amount, and the way your body processes liquid sugar create a perfect storm for health problems. Drinking sugary beverages regularly may shorten your life by several years. Studies have found that people who drink one or more sugary drinks daily have a higher risk of early death. The main causes are heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and certain types of cancer. One large study followed more than 100,000 adults for over 30 years. Those who drank more than 2 servings of sugary drinks per day had a 21% higher risk of dying during the study period compared to those who rarely drank them. A 21% higher risk is not just a number. It is the difference between living to see your grandchildren grow up or missing those moments. If you drink a can of soda every day for 1 year, you will consume about 32 kilograms of sugar. That is the same weight as a small child. Imagine carrying that much sugar in your body over and over again, year after year. The long-term damage does not just happen in people who are already overweight. Even thin people who drink sugary drinks can have fat buildup in the liver and around organs. This hidden fat, called visceral fat, is the most dangerous kind because it wraps around your organs and disrupts their function. There are many real-life examples of people who improved their health after quitting sugary drinks. One man in his 50s had been drinking 3 cans of soda every day for over 20 years. He was overweight, had high blood pressure, and was pre-diabetic. After quitting soda for 6 months, he lost 10 kilograms, his blood pressure dropped to normal, and his blood sugar returned to a healthy range. Another case was a woman in her 60s who believed diet soda was safe because it had no sugar, but she was still experiencing high blood pressure and frequent headaches. When she stopped drinking all sweetened beverages and switched to water and herbal tea, her headaches stopped and her energy improved within weeks. These stories show that it is never too late to change. Your body can start repairing itself the moment you stop overloading it with liquid sugar. Health experts recommend limiting added sugar to no more than 25 grams per day for women and 36 grams per day for men. 25 grams is about 6 teaspoons of sugar. 36 grams is about 9 teaspoons of sugar. To put this into perspective, a single regular 330 ml can of soda has about 35 grams of sugar. That means one can already takes you over the daily limit for women and almost the entire limit for men. If you drink 2 cans in a day, you have doubled or tripled the safe limit. This is like filling a car's fuel tank past its maximum. The excess spills out and causes damage. You might think 6 or 9 teaspoons is a lot, but sugar adds up very quickly. A sweetened iced tea can contain about 25 grams of sugar. A bottled fruit juice can have 20 to 30 grams. Even a flavored coffee drink can have more than 40 grams of sugar. That is like adding 10 teaspoons of sugar to your coffee. If you want a food comparison, 25 grams of sugar is about the same as eating 2 medium chocolate bars. 36 grams is about the same as eating 3 slices of frosted cake. The problem is that most people would never eat cake for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But drinking sugary beverages throughout the day has the same effect without you realizing it. The World Health Organization warns that keeping added sugar below 10% of daily calories is important for good health. For the average adult, that is about 50 grams per day. However, going even lower, around 25 grams per day, gives extra health benefits. Remember, these numbers do not include natural sugar from whole fruits. The danger comes from added sugar in drinks and processed foods. Your body handles sugar in an apple very differently from sugar in a can of cola. The good news is, you do not have to give up taste when you give up sugary drinks. There are many healthier options that can satisfy your thirst and still support your health. The simplest alternative is water. Water hydrates your body without adding any sugar or calories. If plain water feels too boring, you can make it more refreshing by adding slices of lemon, lime, cucumber, or fresh mint leaves. This adds flavor without adding sugar. Another great option is sparkling water. It gives you the fizzy sensation many people enjoy from soda, but without the harmful sugar. You can mix sparkling water with a splash of 100% fruit juice for a hint of sweetness. For example, add 2 tablespoons of orange juice to a glass of sparkling water. You get flavor without the huge sugar load. Herbal teas are another healthy choice. They come in many flavors like chamomile, peppermint, or hibiscus. Most are naturally caffeine-free and contain beneficial plant compounds. You can drink them hot or cold. If you prefer them sweet, add just a small amount of honey, about half a teaspoon, which is far less sugar than in a soda. If you like cold-flavored drinks, try infused water. Fill a jug with water and add berries, sliced apple or pineapple chunks. Let it sit in the refrigerator for a few hours. The fruit will naturally flavor the water without overwhelming your body with sugar. Coconut water is another option, but choose unsweetened varieties. It contains natural electrolytes and is refreshing on hot days. However, even natural coconut water has some sugar, so it is best in moderation. If you are switching from soda to healthier drinks, it can help to make changes gradually. Start by replacing 1 soda a day with water or herbal tea. After a week, replace a second soda and so on. This slow approach makes it easier for your taste buds to adjust. Quitting sugary drinks is not always easy, especially if you have been drinking them for years. But with the right plan, you can make the change without feeling deprived. Step 1 is track your current intake. For 1 week, write down every sugary drink you consume. Include soda, sweetened tea, fruit drinks, energy drinks, and flavored coffee. This will help you see your starting point and understand how much sugar you are getting. Step 2 is set a clear goal. Decide how many sugary drinks you want to cut out and by when. For example, if you drink 2 cans of soda per day, aim to reduce to 1 can per day in the first week. Step 3 is replace, do not just remove. Whenever you cut out a sugary drink, replace it with a healthy alternative. If you remove it without replacing it, you might feel the urge to go back. For example, swap a soda with sparkling water and lemon. Step 4 is reduce gradually. Cut down 1 drink at a time. This helps your taste buds adjust to less sweetness and reduces cravings. Over time, your body will get used to less sugar, and you will find very sweet drinks too intense. Step 5 is avoid triggers. Identify the situations where you usually drink soda or other sugary beverages. Maybe it is during lunch at work, watching TV, or driving. Prepare a healthy drink in advance for those moments. Step 6 is read labels carefully. Sugar can hide in drinks that look healthy, like bottled iced tea or sports drinks. Check the nutrition label for added sugars and aim for drinks with 0 added sugar. Step 7 is reward yourself. When you reach a milestone, celebrate your success in a healthy way. For example, treat yourself to a nice tea set, a new water bottle, or a relaxing activity. Step 8 is get support. Tell friends or family about your plan. Having someone encourage you can make it easier to stick with the change. Remember, even if you slip up and have a sugary drink, it does not mean you have failed. What matters most is the overall trend toward less sugar over time. It is never too late to improve your health. Even if you have been drinking sugary beverages for decades, your body can still benefit from stopping now. When you quit or reduce sugary drinks, your body begins to repair itself almost immediately. Within a few days, your blood sugar levels become more stable, your energy feels more consistent throughout the day. After a few weeks, you may notice less bloating and even a small drop in weight. Your taste buds also start to change. Foods and drinks that once seemed normal may start to taste too sweet. This is a sign that your body is adjusting to a healthier balance. In the long term, you lower your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and fatty liver disease. You also give your brain and kidneys a better chance to stay healthy as you age. This can mean more years of independence and vitality. I have seen older adults in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s make this change. One man in his late 70s switched from drinking 2 colas every afternoon to herbal tea and sparkling water. Within 6 months, his blood pressure dropped, and his doctor was able to reduce his medication. He also had more energy to play with his great-grandchildren. Another woman in her early 60s quit all sugary drinks after learning how much sugar was in her daily iced coffee. She replaced it with unsweetened cold brew and a splash of almond milk. In just 3 months, she lost 5 kilograms without changing anything else in her diet. These stories prove that change is possible at any age. You do not have to give up everything you enjoy. You just need to choose drinks that support your health rather than harm it. Think about the years you can add to your life. Think about the memories you can make with the people you love. Every healthy choice is an investment in those moments. Sugary drinks may seem harmless because they are everywhere and easy to buy, but they are one of the biggest hidden threats to your health and longevity. They overload your body with sugar, cause dangerous spikes in blood sugar, and force your organs to work harder than they should. Over time, this leads to serious conditions like heart disease, diabetes, fatty liver disease, and memory problems. 1 can of soda may not seem like much, but when you drink it every day for years, the damage builds up quietly until it is too late. You have learned how sugary drinks affect your liver, heart, kidneys, brain, and teeth. You now know how much sugar is considered safe and how quickly a single drink can exceed that limit. You have also seen that there are many healthy, tasty alternatives to enjoy instead. The choice is in your hands. You can keep drinking sugary beverages and take the risk. Or you can make the decision today to protect your health and add more good years to your life. Start small. Replace 1 drink at a time and watch your body thank you for it. Remember, it is never too late to change, and every healthy choice makes a difference. If you found this information helpful, make sure to subscribe for more health tips that can help you live longer and feel better. But still remember that I am not a doctor. The information in this video is based on extensive research and years of experience, helping people improve their diets and lifestyle. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before making significant changes to your diet or health routine.